In 1971, two boys unearthed cursed stone heads in an English garden, unleashing a nightmare of moving objects and a terrifying werewolf-like creature. Far across the sea, in 1900, three lighthouse keepers vanish from a remote Scottish island, leaving behind a half-eaten meal and a chilling logbook. Welcome to Weird Wild Stories. Today, we unravel Scotland's darkest mysteries, the Hexham Heads and the Flannan Isles. What secrets do they hide? Stick around, drop your theories in the comments, and let's dive into the unknown. Story 1. In 1971, in a quiet English town, two boys were digging in their backyard, expecting worms or rocks. Instead, they pull out something completely unexpected and eerie. Within days, their home becomes a nightmare. Objects move, glass shatters, and a shadowy half-man, half-beast creature stalks the night. This is the chilling mystery of the Hexham Heads, a true story of cursed artifacts, paranormal terror, and an unsolved enigma that still haunts us in 2025. Stick around, because you won't believe what happened next. February 1971. Hexham, Northumberland, a sleepy market town nestled in England's rugged north. 11-year-old Colin Robson and his younger brother Leslie are digging in their garden at 3 Reed Avenue, just messing around like kids do. But then, their shovels hit something hard. Not a root, not a coin, but two small stone heads, each the size of a tennis ball. The first, called the boy, is greenish-grey, flecked with quartz, with a carved face and a strange striped hairstyle, like a Celtic warrior. The second, the girl or hag, is creepier. Wildly bulging eyes, a beaked nose, and traces of yellow and red colouring, giving it a witch-like glare. The brothers, thrilled, bring them inside. But they're not the only ones watching. Almost immediately, things get weird. The Robson family notices the heads move, not rolling off a table, but turning, as if to watch them. Bottles fly off shelves, smashing into walls. Glass shards appear in the sisters' beds, untouched. A strange glow pulses in the garden where the heads were found. Next door, the Dodd family fares no better. Ellen Dodd wakes to a chilling sight, a creature, half man, half goat, padding into her bedroom, its eyes glinting in the dark before it vanishes down the stairs. Her son feels his hair yanked by an invisible force. The neighbourhood whispers, something evil has been unleashed. Desperate for answers, the Robsons hand the heads to Dr. Anne Ross, a renowned Celtic scholar at the University of Southampton. Ross, an expert in ancient British artefacts, is intrigued. She believes the heads are 1,800-year-old Celtic relics, tied to the head cult, a tradition where heads symbolize the soul or divine power. But when she brings them home, the nightmare follows her. The following footage is from the BBC Archives YouTube channel and is a clip from the original broadcast in 1976. In this clip, Anne Ross tells the story of what happened in her own words. Take a look.
And it was half animal and half man. The upper part, I would have said, was a wolf, and the lower part was human. And I would have again said that it was covered with a kind of black or very dark fur. And it went out, and I just saw it clearly, and then it disappeared, and something made me run after it. A thing I wouldn't normally have done, but I felt compelled to run after it. And I got out of bed and I ran, and I could hear it going down the stairs, and then it disappeared towards the back of the house. And when I got to the bottom of the stairs, I was terrified. A few days after I saw it, we had to go up to London, and our teenage daughter had the key and came home from school at about 4, and we got back from London at about 6. And when we opened the door, she came to it, and she looked extremely pale and terribly shaken. Finally, I got it out of her what had happened. A black thing, which she described as being as near a werewolf as anything that, she could imagine, had leapt halfway down the stairs, had jumped over the banisters and landed with a kind of plop, like padded heavy animal feet, and it had rushed towards the back of the house, and she had felt compelled to follow it. And it disappeared in the music room right at the end of the corridor, and when she got there it had gone, and then she realized she was terrified. The day that the heads were removed from the house, everybody, including my husband, said, it's as if a cloud had lifted, and since then there hasn't been really a trace of it.
Ross, unaware of Hexham's local legend, the 1904 wolf of Allendale, blamed for slaughtering livestock, starts to wonder, are the heads cursed? She gets them out of her house, and the disturbances stop. Coincidence? You tell me. The heads are studied at Hexham Abbey, Newcastle University, and Southampton. Professor Dearman at Newcastle drops a bombshell in 1978. The heads aren't carved, they're moulded, suggesting they're modern, not ancient. Chemist Dr. Don Robbins proposes a wilder theory. The heads hold psychic residues, like a supernatural tape recorder replaying ancient energy. Could this explain the creature sightings? Or is something darker at play? Enter Desmond Craigie, a former resident of the Robson house. In 1974, he claims he made the heads in the 1950s as toys for his daughter, using cement from his concrete business. Case closed? Not so fast. His replicas don't match the originals. Eerie details, and his daughter reportedly denies his story. Plus, the head's quartz flex and coloring stump experts. No organic material means no carbon dating. Ancient or hoax? The debate rages. By the late 1970s, the heads are passed to paranormal researcher Frank Hyde, who plans to test them in a Faraday cage to block psychic energy. Then Hyde vanishes, supposedly in a car accident, and the heads disappear with him. Are they hidden in a private collection? Destroyed? Or still out there, waiting to be found? The mystery deepens. So, what are the Hexham Heads? Here are the theories. 1. They're genuine Celtic artifacts, imbued with ancient magic tied to the head cult, maybe even summoning a guardian spirit, or a demon. 2. They're a modern hoax, but the paranormal activity was real, triggered by mass hysteria or something in Hexham soil. 3. They're linked to the 1904 Wolf of Allendale, a creature some call a wulva from Norse myth. In 2024, a rediscovered 1976 BBC nationwide clip reignited fascination, with X buzzing about the head's curse. In 2025, the mystery feels more alive than ever. The Hexham Heads remain one of the strangest unsolved mysteries. Were they ancient relics that opened a door to the supernatural? A clever prank that spiraled out of control? Or something we'll never understand? Drop your theories in the comments. Are the heads cursed? Or was it all in their heads? Story 2. The Hexham Heads aren't the only mystery haunting the Celtic fringes. Far out in the wild Atlantic, on a lonely Scottish island, another tale of the unexplained waits. In 1900, 3 men vanished into thin air from a lighthouse, leaving behind clues that defy logic. Welcome to the Flannan Isles Lighthouse Mystery, another chapter in Scotland's darkest secrets. Let's dive in. December 1900. Eilean Moor, a barren rock in Scotland's Outer Hebrides, 20 miles from civilization. Here stands the Flannan Isles Lighthouse, a brand new beacon meant to guide ships through treacherous waters. 3 keepers, James Ducat, Thomas Marshall and Donald MacArthur, live here, battling isolation and brutal storms. They're tough, seasoned men, used to the sea's wrath. But on December 15th, something goes terribly wrong. 10 days later, on December 26, the relief ship Hesperus arrives after reports that the lighthouse is dark, a sailor's nightmare. The crew lands on Eilean Moor and finds nothing. The keepers are gone. Inside the lighthouse, it's like a ghost story frozen in time. A half-eaten meal of mutton and potatoes sits cold on the table. A clock has stopped ticking. A chair lies overturned. 2 sets of oilskins are missing, but MacArthur's coat hangs on its hook, suggesting he ran outside in just his shirt, defying all reason in a freezing storm. The lighthouse log tells a stranger tale. Entries from December 12th to 15th describe a storm unlike any the keepers had seen. Thomas Marshall writes, "Severe winds, never seen the like. Ducat quiet, MacArthur crying. A hardened keeper weeping in fear?" The final entry on December 15th simply reads, "Storm ended, sea calm, God is over all." Then silence. No bodies, no boat, no trace of the men. What happened? Theories abound. The official report blamed a rogue wave, sweeping the men off the cliffs while they secured equipment. But the weather was calm by December 15th, and the keepers knew better than to risk the rocks during a storm. Others point to madness. Did isolation drive one keeper to murder, then despair? Some whisper of paranormal forces, Celtic sea spirits, angered by the lighthouse's intrusion, or even alien abductions, as UFOs were reported in the area decades later. Locals speak of the Flannan Isles as a cursed place, tied to ancient myths of vanishing souls. In 2024, a rediscovered documentary clip sparked new buzz on X, with fans debating, was it nature, madness, or something beyond our world? The Flannan Isles Lighthouse stands empty today, its light automated, its secrets locked in the Atlantic's depths. Like the Hexham Heads, it's a mystery that refuses to die. Two tales of Scotland's eerie unknown, where objects and men vanish, leaving only questions. So what do you think? Did a wave claim the keepers, or did something darker pull them away? Drop your theories in the comments. If these stories gave you chills, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more weird, wild stories. What mystery should we unravel next? Let me know below. And until then, watch the shadows. Thanks for joining us on Weird Wild Stories. Share this double feature of Scotland's darkest mysteries with your friends, and let's keep exploring the weird and wild together. Stay spooky, and I'll see you in the next one.